If I wanted to create masterpieces from cardboard, paper clips, and scrunchie, here's what I'd make. I picked up this cardboard box from BJ's and it's already white, so I didn't have to paint it. So here I'm just unfolding it. And when I want sturdy cardboard, that BJ's is where I go for that. So I took this piece and I'm going to square that down right into the middle to get two even pieces. And then after I did that, I just trimmed off the edges. I want to get an arch at the top, so I took this plate, lined it up in the middle, and then just draw the arch at the top. Next, I am measuring 1 inch from the out going in all the way around, and then I'm going to cut that out. Guys, at the time of recording this, I was going through a bout of sinusitis, so that is why I'm sounding nasal, headaches, aches, yeah. But that's it. So next I took the sanding block and I'm just rubbing the edges down just to make them a little bit smoother. And if you notice, I have the second half of the cardboard that I had cut out. And this one is going to be on top of that one. And because it's cardboard, then you can see the corrugated edges. So I'm just using some spackle to fill that up. Hey my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. Go ahead and hit that like, share and comment button down below. Next, to dirty this up a little bit, I took a dried chippy brush and some antique wax. And I'm just going around in the same direction of the piece that is going to be at the top. And then I took a piece of sponge and I'm just distressing the inside edge. If you don't like distressing, this is optional. You don't have to do that. Next, I went outside and I found pieces of twig. I got this pack of Woodland Creatures transfer stickers from Amazon. I love these. I will link this down below if you're interested. So here I'm just trying to decide which one I wanted to use, and I'm looking for the owl. So I settled on that one because I want to give this a 3D effect, and that's where the twigs are coming in. So I took a piece of the twig. I measured where the edge of the board was, glued the twig down, and then there I'm just measuring these just to make sure I'm lining it up properly. Then I cut my owl out. And this is giving the appearance that he is resting on the twig. So I placed that down, just rubbed it a little, and then just remove the carrier sheet. And of course, this is cardboard, so a little piece of it came up when I was removing the sheet, but that's okay. It's rustic. It's getting that woodland feel. And then I found a few more pieces. This one is a mushroom, and just rub those on. If you followed the playlist over here, welcome. If you're coming here from the recommended videos on YouTube, welcome as well. My name is Christine and you are watching budget-friendly content. Next, I took some wood glue and glued down the top piece onto the back piece. Now, I'm using the wood glue because it's softer. But before I glued it down, I used a little hot glue to glue on a piece of jute cord for the hanger. And then just secure the top to the back. And use some clamps to clamp it and keep it in place. It dries. And just a little hot glue for immediate hold. Next, I took a piece of jute cord and I'm just burning off the fuzzies, and I'm going to go all the round of the inside edge, all the way around the inside edge, and glue down the jute. Off camera, I cut down a piece of the cardboard and add some spackle, and here I'm going to add it right there, right below where the owl is. And then I'm going to add the other piece of twig, and this piece, a part of it is going to be resting on the outside of the frame. Next, I took some reindeer moss and I'm going to glue that on the little shelf. Guys, you would never believe how long I've had this reindeer moss. Does Dollar Tree still sell this? I haven't seen it in a while, but I've had this for years. When I say years, I mean years. So here I'm using a little laser cut owl and a mushroom that comes in a set from the Dollar Tree. I took the red paint pen and just color or paint the top of the mushroom. Use some puffy paint to fill up the holes. And this is optional. This is just extra. Christine being extra. And once I put that on, I used the heat gun and dried that. And then I took 2 half beads and I'm going to glue them at the back. That's just to give it some space to let it rise off the surface. And I did that for the mushroom as well as the owl. Now baby owl needs to look like mommy owl, so I took the orange paint pen and I'm just mimicking the eyes, painting that, and then glue that down on top of the twig. So mommy owl is resting on one twig and baby owl is resting on another. And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this needs something else at the top. Now, here I go with my writing, and I'm writing in the words. What did I write there again? Okay, I guess I'll have to wait to see what I wrote there. Can you guys see it? I'll always love you. There you go. I will always love you. Just like you'd say, I will always love you. And then I took the spackle now and I'm going around the edge with the 2 pieces now joined together. And after I did that, I took the furniture marker and just bordered the edge right around. And there I go again with my handwriting. I am writing the word welcome. So I took the pencil and just gave me a little line so I have something to guide me. I started with the middle letter, which is the C, to just anchor everything, and then went right and then went left to make sure that it was centered. And after I did that, I went over it with the furniture marker. I think this is mahogany. And then to give it a whimsical look, I went over that with a black pen. And I believe this is it, my friends. No, I wasn't done yet. So I found this bow that was already made. I pulled that out. And here, these came from the same pack. No, it didn't come from the same pack. It came from another pack. These wooden pieces. Colored that with the furniture marker. And I got a button and colored that. And glued them on top of the ribbon. And now it's done. Let me know what you think about this cardboard piece. Now this is Just Our Imagination, a playlist that is hosted by Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY and Kathy Joe from Kathy Joe DIYs. And our guest host this month is Caroline from Craft Classy. Now Caroline was the winner of the last challenge. So I guess again she gets to be the co-host for this month. Links to their channels will be in the description box below. Now let's jump into our second challenge item, our scrunchie. I should have just put this on my wrist and just call it a deal, but no, that wouldn't count. So here I'm just pulling this apart. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and I pulled that apart. At first I was going to leave the little furry piece on top because Christine was just crafting on the go. The initial idea I had in mind, I realized that it wouldn't work, so here I am going in another direction. So I'll be making a pair of earrings. So I'm just drawing out my template, and once I drew that out, I then cut that down. I now have 3 pieces in 3 different sizes: large, medium, and small. And that's how they're going to look. So to give me some contrast, guys, I had this winter boot that started stripping, and I was like, I can't let this faux leather go to waste. So I cut off what I could from the boot and then toss it. So here I'm using a piece of it. So I'm tracing out the larger piece, 2 pieces, because of course I need 2. So this is going to be the large piece, then the middle is going to be the gray, and then the smaller is going to be the brown. So once I cut all of those out, now I'm going to assemble them and put them together. So next I got my jewelry as accessories. I do make jewelry sometimes. I haven't done it in a while, but I do that sometimes. And before I assembled anything, I use a little fix-it-all glue, just a little bit, to keep the top part in place so it's not moving around when I'm trying to pierce it open. Now I could not find my jewelry tools, so I am making do with this. I couldn't decide whether I needed to use the silver or the gold, but I settled on the silver. So then I took the little piercing weeding tool and just pierced a hole in the top, opened the jump ring, and then added that. I opened that, I then put the earring piece in there, assembled that. So next I took some Waverly clear wax and a little finger sponge or finger dabber and just went over the pieces just to seal them. So there you have it, my friends. Let me know what you think about this. You'll see more of that in the final reveal. Now let's get to DIY number 3, the dreaded paper clips. So I got this pack of paper clips from the Dollar Tree, and here I'm going to be using a balloon. So I blew the balloon up to the desired size. This was my brilliant idea, to use a paper clip to make a trinket ball and use the balloon as the form. So of course I got my paper clips out, and I want to make a line as to where I need to stop. So I took the pen, just rested it on something flat, and went around with the balloon just to draw that line. Then I got the paper clips out, and I'm going to bend them slightly where they can just go over the balloon. My initial idea was to just use the paper clip, but then doing this, I realized that it was not going to work the way I thought. So here I'm just bending them so I can put them over the balloon, and you're going to need a lot of adhesive for this. So I got out my Mod Podge, and I'm just using two different kind of Mod Podge. It's no rhyme or reason. You can use one, you can use a mixture of both. So I pour my Mod Podge out, and I needed a little bit more strength on my mixture. So this mixture, I needed it to be very strong because these are metal paper clips. It's not just gonna hold like that. So I added some of this Folk Art Terrazzo sealer. It's a 2-in-1 glue and sealer. So I added some of that to the mixture, blended everything. So I rested the balloon on this little dish just to keep it in place while I work. And then I place the paper clips in the mixture, get them saturated, and place them on the balloon. I'm trying to make them connect because I want them to connect so that when it dries, they can connect and be in place, not too many spaces. Now this is where I realized that my idea is not going to work. It needed to have more stability. So I took some jute cord, immersed that into the mixture as well, and wrapped that around the balloon, and then I went back over it, or placed the paper clips over it. And if you have never made jute balls, this is how you would make them. I will link a video at the top here just to show you how I make jute balls. I'm going to go back over now and place the paper clips over it. And like I said earlier, I want to make sure that they are touching, and the same would be for this, where I want to make sure that they are connected to the jute, because the jute is going to help them to stay in place. My friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video and coming in to enjoy the content. If you have never subscribed before, now would be the perfect time to do so. If you are coming back, welcome my friends. I truly appreciate you. And now that that is done, this is how it looks. So I am going to set that aside to dry. Whatever mixture was left in my little cup here, or container here, I'm going to just pour that on, because the more liquid you have is the more chance you have of it staying together. Now days later, I put this in my bath that I'm not using. I left it there for days to dry, and this is what it looks like after it was dry. Now before I cut it apart, I went over it with some black paint, because of course you don't want all the paper clips in multicolor to be showing. So I painted it, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to cut it apart, and as you can see, the liquid was so thick that the balloon did not burst. It did not burst. I had to cut it apart, but that is good, because it means that the paper clips will not fall apart. And the line that I drew, that's my guide as to where I am cutting it. And there it is. Now I'm peeling off the balloon on the inside. And now with all the balloons removed from the inside, I can now paint the inside. So I took the same sponge brush and the black paint and just painted that. I set that aside to dry somewhat because I'm going to come back to it. And now we're going to jump into DIY number 4. And this is like a bonus where I'm using the cardboard and some of the scrunchie material. So I cut 4 pieces of cardboard. I'm using some tacky glue to just glue those together, and using some of the faux leather. I cut pieces of those and I'm going to glue them on using the tacky glue as well. Next, I use the X-Acto knife and just remove the excess and just to trim that up a little bit. And here it is. So now this is where I'm using the little fur piece that came off the scrunchie. So I trim that down just to the size where it can fit around the cardboard. And I'm going to glue that on. My friends, don't forget to check out the host channels as well as the playlist down in my description box, and I will link it under the video for easy access. Then I took 3 beads. Got these beads in a set from Walmart years, and I am gluing those onto the back. And there you have our little riser. Now this is where I said that I didn't like how the trinket bowl was looking too stark. So I got some gold paint and just went over that to just add a little dimension to it because it was looking too black. And I think that brought it to some life. Now here we are for the final reveal, my friends. Let me know what you think about these 4 DIYs using sustainable materials. Now, who would use paper clips, cardboard? Well, cardboard, yes. I've used cardboard in my DIYs. I love using cardboard, but paper clips, come on. But let me know how it turned out. And my earrings, there you have it. Showing off my earrings. So guys, let me know what you think. Thank you Kathy, Joe, and Brenda, and Caroline for having this challenge. It's one of my favorites. I haven't been in it in a while, but here I am again. But thank you so much for hosting. Guys, don't forget to check out their channels down below as well as the playlist. And let me know in the comment section which one of these was your favorite. And if you would like to check out more DIYs on this channel, I will link this video right here.